Nigeria should use Article 4 of Ecowas laws to combat killer herdsmen, Falana-led coalition. The Alliance on Surviving COVID-19 and Beyond has urged the Nigerian government to leverage Article 4 of the Ecowas Free Movement laws to combat the influx of killer herdsmen into the country. The development comes out after the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, blamed the insecurity situation on ECOWAS laws. The minister had, in a recent statement, claimed that the protocol allows for the influx of AK-47 bearing herders and bandits from neighboring countries into Nigeria. He said ECOWAS protocol allows transhuman movements between all ECOWAS countries. That's why we are thinking of seriously reviewing ECOWAS protocols in that respect. What we find out today is that a lot of criminalities have been introduced through the herdsmen and transhuman. But reacting on Wednesday, ASCAB, in a statement signed by Femi Falana, its interim chairman, said the ECOWAS protocol relating to free movements of persons, residents and establishments does not permit any form of transborder banditry and illegal possession of arms and ammunition. According to the group, rather than seeking a review or amendment of the protocol, the Nigerian government should take advantage of Article 4 of the legislation, which stated that, notwithstanding the provisions of Article 3 above, member states shall reserve the rights to refuse admission into their territory any community citizens who come within the category of inadmissible immigrants under its laws. ASCAP stated that the article quoted above gives Nigeria permission to apply domestic laws to deal with the menace of transborder criminality traced to armed herders and bandits. One of such domestic laws is the Animal Diseases Act, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, that provides the importation and exportation of animals, surveillance of importation and seizure or destruction of animals, control of trade animals, among other things, it said. Specifically, the Act states that the importation of any animal products or biologics into Nigeria from any other country by land, sea or air is prohibited except under permits granted by the director, who is in each case shall state the conditions under which the animal hatching eggs or poultry may be imported. It also provided that the imported animals may be subjected to such examination, disinfection, inoculation, and quarantine at the risk and expense of the owner thereof, as the director may deem necessary, and any animal products, the biologic or infectious agent which is not imported in accordance with the provision of this act shall be seized or caused to be destroyed immediately on arrival by the director or by an authorized officer. Another relevant legislation in the Firearms Act, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, which provides that no person shall have in his possession or under his control any firearm except in accordance with the license granted by the president acting in his discretion, or except in accordance with a license granted in respect thereof by the Inspector General of Police. Any person who contravenes any of these provisions in the Firearm Act is guilty of an offence and liable on conviction to a minimum sentence of 10 years or 5 years imprisonment, depending on the provisions breached. ASCAB, however, said security forces have contravened the law and rather allowed herders to bear arms and deploy same to commit all manners of criminal offences, including criminal trespass, culpable homicide, abduction, and rape. The group emphasized that the ECOWAS Free Movement Protocol does not permit the uncontrolled influx of armed herders and bandits into Nigeria. Contrary to the federal government's claim, the bane of Nigeria's problems is the ostensive lack of enforcement of extant laws. It is the height of dereliction of duty to allow foreign criminal herdsmen and bandits to invade farmlands, destroy livelihoods, kidnap, maim, and kill citizens unchecked while also crippling the country's fragile economy. Instead of blaming ECOWAS free movement protocol, the federal government should prohibit the movement of cattle and herders into the country pursuant to Section 20 of the Act of the Animal Disease Act. The group has also urged the Nigerian government to direct immigration officials to prevent armed herders from entering the country, while police should be allowed to arrest and prosecute herders caught with arms without licenses. ASCAP also said state government should invoke the provisions of the relevant laws to curb the menace of attacks by local and foreign bandits and armed herders. It added, since the federal government and the state governments have embraced ranching, the commissioners of agriculture or the appropriate authorities in each of the states of the federation should issue regulations, ban open grazing and movement of cattle in line with the provisions of the animal laws, animal disease laws, and forestry laws, etc. At this point, everything here is just talk. Everything here is just on paper. It would only make sense if Nigeria had a history of actually applying the law and enforcing it. But again, who is going to enforce all these? Which of the politicians will have time to read through ECOWAS and know that, okay, fine, even if they don't want to use the Nigerian constitution or find loopholes in the constitution that they made for themselves, ECOWAS, which is binding of all West African countries, why can't they apply that? Because it definitely prohibits, foreigners causing banditry in another country that's not another country, point blank, period. So yeah, it is very, very sad, but realistically, this is all on paper. Who is going to apply this? Who in government can we trust that we know that they have a history of applying the law and they will to the best of their ability? At this point, we move. Someone here says this man is still doing law things while his people are now living as refugees in Benin Republic. Nigeria is gone so soon. Someone says Buhari and Gumi won't let it work. Buhari said an attack on them is an attack on the north, and Gumi said they haven't killed enough as they have killed only few so far. Go home and defend yourself onto your tents, O Israel. What? Someone says Lai Mohammed doesn't know anything. Rather than use already made clause to defend the useless country from Fulani herdsmen, he's trying to go the long process of ECOWAS constitutional amendment. It's true, it's a much longer process because, again, it's now a bid where all of West African countries are involved, and the process of actually coming to a decision is now going to take longer. Not only that, it also has to be accepted in the Nigerian constitution. It's very, very bad. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.